This week on Marketplace, a 1-hour special. We're testing home repairmen.
Jennifer, can you give us a level, please?
Wiring up a house with hidden cameras to find out if we get charged for repairs we don't need.
It's an electrical issue. It's a circuit board issue.
We're just trying to fix you.
We're watching what goes down as it happens.
Look what he's doing. Look. Shh.
Hey. Will we get ripped off?
$990?
If we do, we're calling them on it.
My name is Tom Harrington.
Yeah.
I want to get your explanation about why you did that.
I don't need to give you explanation.
You won't believe what we catch on tape.
He just peed in the cup.
In this pleasant Toronto neighborhood, everything seems to be fine. But not in this home. Inside, there's a desperate housewife.
So we've got water going everywhere.
Desperate for a man with a tool belt.
So the water is constantly running.
The toilet's in trouble. The dishwasher's down.
Gross. It's just making a big mess.
And that's not all.
What's going on? My garage door isn't working.
Jennifer's world is falling apart around her. Her toilet, tap, dishwasher, and garage door apparently all need fixing.
Do you mind just sending somebody by?
But have no fear.
Okay, great.
The repairmen will be here. They'll rescue Jennifer from her house of woe. Or will they? But there's something we need to tell you about our desperate housewife. Jennifer doesn't live here. She works for Marketplace.
Jennifer, can you give us a level, please?
Check, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
We've taken over this home,
We have the place surrounded.
rigging it up with hidden cameras.
We have multiple cameras.
Am I in the shot right now?
That's good.
When the repairman knocks, we'll be watching it all. Will he be honest, competent? Will he charge us for repairs we don't need? And what happens when we leave him alone? Something else you need to know. There's nothing wrong with the toilet, the kitchen tap, the dishwasher, or the garage door. In order to test the repairmen, we have to create a problem for them. We start with the toilet and the tap. To help us out, we call in Rainier Blundell.
Hey.
Call a plumber?
We did. Come on in.
For 15 years, he's been teaching plumbers at Toronto's George Brown College how to do the job right. Rainier replaces a couple of parts in the toilet. Some manufacturers recommend replacing a toilet every 15 years. Rainier says this one is older than that, but it works just fine. He gives the tap a thumbs up too.
It doesn't dribble, it doesn't leak.
Then we get Rainier to create a simple problem in each one that will be inexpensive and quick to repair.
But now what we're going to do is we're going to do a simple alteration to this hose. By loosening this hose here, I can actually cause the faucet to leak. So see how it's leaking out there? So by putting this inside now, when the faucet is turned on, the leak will actually now appear underneath.
Now we've got a problem, but there's a simple fix.
First thing he should do is know, as a professional plumber, that this is a pull-out faucet. He would turn that on, see that's leaking, say, oh, it's leaking from here. It just needs to be tightened up. I tighten it up, and the leak stops.
And just like that, problem solved.
Let's go.
Now, onto the toilet. All our expert does is tighten the chain connected to the handle used to flush.
So now we have a running toilet. See how the water's running continuously in the bowl?
That running toilet is the problem we need fixed.
To solve the problem, I would take the chain off, give it slack. Problem solved.
He says the tight chain is obvious to spot, and we don't need new parts to fix it. So, will our water woes be solved, or will our money go down the drain?
Jenny, you okay? You good to go?
Yep.
Any minute, a repairman will knock.
What are you seeing, Alicia?
We're on the street, too, in our lookout car.
Hey, I'm just keeping the line open.
Here comes our first plumber.
Hi, he's here.
Okay, he's here, Jen.
Bosco Plumbing.
We're watching from our video room upstairs.
And here he comes.
If any of our plumbers get it wrong, I'm going down to ask why.
Hi. I'm Jennifer. Hi, come on in.
Thanks.
Josh is from a company
for
called
coming.
Bosco Plumbing.
Beautiful day out there.
Yeah.
Will he figure out the simple fix?
All I did was move the chain over there, but
I'm sorry, what did you say you did to the chain?
it was too tight
The chain was too tight.
and
Okay.
it wasn't closing properly.
He solved the problem.
By simply loosening the chain, the toilet stops running.
Everything's fine.
Great. Okay, that was simple.
And he's not even charging us for this one.
Okay, thank you.
Now for the tap.
My sink issue is under the kitchen sink.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of water down there.
Take a little peek here.
Okay.
Even though he doesn't check the hose, he claims to know the trouble.
Most likely it's just a cartridge fault, probably. Cartridge rebuild. It's 327.
What?
Then he says if that new part doesn't work, we'll need a new tap. The price?
$990.
Oh my God.
$990.
$990?
Yeah.
Headphones.
Could it be just an oversight or a way to make money selling us an unnecessary part? Time for me to let Josh in on what he's missing.
I should tell you, this faucet's actually fine. I'm Tom Harrington. I work for a show called Marketplace at CBC, and we're doing a story about services and various areas that people need in their homes, including plumbing.
Yeah.
We basically rigged this thing. You didn't even take this out. We just loosened this
Yeah.
to make it leak. See how that's loose? You didn't even look at that. That's where the water's coming from.
Yeah.
So,
I misdiagnosed it.
yeah.
That could have cost us hundreds of dollars. Then we learned something about Josh, which may explain his mistake.
Are you a licensed plumber?
I'm a 50-year apprentice.
Meaning he's not a licensed plumber yet. Perhaps Josh has more to learn.
Is that maybe a rookie mistake, or how would you describe what happened?
Probably a rookie mistake there.
Already we're finding out the price of inexperience. And finding out we could be found out.
Okay, we have liftoff.
Our next plumber pulls up right in front of our lookout car.
You should see him now.
David is from Royal Plumbing.
David? Hi, I'm Jennifer. Kitchen sink here. Got a lot of
In no time, he figures out the tap.
This is your phone.
That's my problem? Oh. Okay. It's just loose.
I'll tighten it with pliers.
He tightens up the connection, and just like that, our tap's as good as new.
That was simple.
But David isn't so quick to spot our toilet trouble.
So what do you think my problem is in here?
He never checks the chain, thinks the problem is a busted part.
There's nothing else that would cause it to run.
Chain was too tight.
In order to replace that part, he has to adjust the chain.
He's adjusted the chain, so the problem should be solved.
So by accident, David fixes it.
Toilet's pretty basic.
Even though it's just $13, we didn't need that new part.
It's not a big deal, but what if it was a $100 part?
Right.
You know,
Right.
Okay, we've seen enough. Time to find out what David's thinking.
I'm with a show called Marketplace at CBC. I don't know if you know the TV show.
I kind of figured something was up.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Some girl over there outside in the car, and she was just looking at me funny, and
Well,
yeah,
you mean
I
you-
figured. And then you came down, and I'm like, okay, something's up. So,
Okay, so we'll give him points for spotting us, but why didn't he spot the chain was too tight?
There's actually an easier solution to the toilet. We actually tightened the chain on the flusher.
Oh,
That's
well,
why the water
that's
was running.
Well, you know what? I actually had to take out the whole part, so when I put it back, I didn't even notice if the chain was too tight. But I put it back and I put it looser. So.
But David says it's an honest mistake.
If I change one small part, it's a small part. I don't want to rip anybody off like that. I wouldn't want to get ripped off myself.
Thanks, David.
David's still curious about our lookout and can't resist busting us.
Hi.
Yeah, I knew something was up because you kept.
Yeah.
All right.
Our next plumber is from Mr. Rooter, a national chain. John is with a Toronto franchise.
Hi.
My name is John. I'm from Mr. Repairmen. Thank you.
Hi, John. How are you?
Thank you. It's good. Could be just untight.
It could just be loose.
Yeah.
Okay.
You found the problem right away. That's a good sign.
Let's fix it.
It's fixed.
Now it's time for John to check out the John.
It's very old toilet.
So he poo-poos our old toilet. Okay, yeah, it is old, but our expert says it's fine. But John says it needs an extreme makeover.
We have to replace the parts inside the tank.
You
The
have-
filling valve, the flapper, and the flexible, because this is running.
We know why it's running, and it's not the parts. All John has to do is loosen the chain. Instead, he gives us 3 options. The priciest one? Buy a new toilet.
Will be $7.93, and we have special price for members.
Can you just give me a minute?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
I think that's your cue.
Time for me to head downstairs.
From CBC Marketplace, I'm Tom Harrington, I'm the host, and we're doing a story on plumbing service, and you're offering to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed.
For this I don't charge you. This was for free.
Yeah, so that's fine. You fixed that perfectly. That was good.
We show John what he's missed.
Recommended a new toilet, and essentially the only thing that's wrong here is we adjusted the chain on the flusher so that it's
What's the
too
first
tight.
option? Minor repair.
Right.
Second,
But
replace
you
the
d-
part. Third, I give you 3 options.
But John, you never
It's your
identified.
choice.
But you never identified the chain. We're hearing you say, "Let's replace these parts." They don't need replacing. They don't.
Okay, I don't put my hand in your pocket.
But one other thing, John, if I can ask, you recommended replacing the parts inside, including that fill valve, which is brand new and we replaced yesterday. Why would you replace that?
Could be, but this is made in China and this is very, very cheap parts.
Oh, this is just unbelievable.
Cheap or not, it's a part we don't need. He leaves without charging us, and thanks, John, we're keeping our old toilet.
What I'm saying is, I don't understand.
Take the camera off.
When we come back, Marketplace's own kitchen nightmare.
He just peed in the cup.
We're at a home in a quiet Toronto neighborhood, laying down a challenge to repairmen. We've called a bunch of repair companies, but our test is really about the skills and honesty of the repairmen who come to the door.
That's my problem?
In this case, plumbers. Our kitchen tap is leaking,
It just needs to be tightened up.
and our toilet won't stop running. Both are easily fixable.
I would take the chain off, give it slack. Problem solved.
Our expert, Rainier Blundell, expects knowledgeable plumbers to spot and solve them in minutes.
Tom? Hi, he's here. He's outside.
There we go.
Next up for our housewife in distress is Terry from Drain Rescue.
Hi. I've got a couple problems. First
Remember,
one is,
we caused the
there's
leak.
water under my sink.
All he has to do is tighten it up to stop it. Watch carefully, though, as he checks it out.
I mean, he took it apart with his hand. Yeah. So it should be tight. So all he had to do was really tighten it up.
Instead, Terry is certain the tap needs new parts.
Because here I know 100%. I
Okay.
have to replace that 100%.
Sorry, and so you need to replace what, 100%?
All the gaskets here. Otherwise, it's gonna leak.
Gaskets?
And that'll set us back $247. And Terry's not finished.
If it is leaking from this pipe from up top, there is
Okay.
no way of fixing it. You would have to get a new faucet.
Huh? A new faucet? He says he'll need to investigate further.
My other problem is, you can probably hear it. It's the toilet in the bathroom there.
If he loosens the chain we've tightened, the toilet stops running. But that's not his solution.
The flapper valve.
The flapper valve needs to be replaced?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All this work we don't need is going to cost us.
Okay, so altogether I'm looking at about $500.
Wow.
Can you just give me a minute? Sure. Okay, thanks. I'll be right back.
As Terry gets to work, I head downstairs.
My name is Tom Harrington. I'm with Marketplace at CBC, and we're doing a story on service industries like plumbing and things like that, and this is a simple fix. That's the chain on the flusher. We just tightened it so that the chain is tight. We had a plumber do this ourselves.
Okay.
And same with the faucet out here. I'll show you what we did.
We show Terry the simple fix he missed, but he still thinks there's a leak somewhere else.
Terry, we set this up. We know why it's leaking. It leaks because that was loosened. All you had to do was tighten that, it would have stopped. There's nothing else wrong with this sink or this faucet. Nothing. Zero. It was perfect yesterday. So why do we need a new gasket in here? It's leaking. But it's what would you do if you tighten that?
But how do I know if before I touch anything,
right.
I have to make diagnostics, right?
You unscrewed that at the beginning though, right? And took it apart and had a quick look at it.
No, I didn't do that.
Sorry, Terry, but the hidden camera footage tells us what happened.
Terry, we're just trying to get to the story.
I can tell you.
He isn't happy with our test or our cameras.
All of a sudden the camera showed up in your face, so how would you react?
Oh, hey, I understand. Look, it's a big surprise, but we understand your surprise.
No.
We just want to know why you're suggesting those things, that's all. Why are you suggesting those fixes when we know that there's no problems with either of those things?
Because I did, in order for me, see again, I don't want, in order for me to do anything, I have to do diagnostics. Mm-hmm. Without any diagnostics, I cannot tell you exactly what the problem is.
But he had no trouble giving us a quote for $500. That tells us he made a diagnosis.
I really don't appreciate that.
Our final bill is $45, a whole lot less than we could have paid.
Mom, this is our guide.
Okay, great. We see him in the outside shot. Thanks.
Okay, Roto-Rooter.
Our next plumber is with another national chain called Roto-Rooter. Robert is from a local franchise.
So I've got a pile of water under the sink here.
That's not nice.
No.
He takes a quick peek under the sink, runs the water for a few seconds. Seems like he's made up his mind.
Faucet's cooked.
The faucet is what?
Cooked.
Cooked? Yeah. The faucet's cooked? What does that mean?
You need a new faucet, maybe.
Okay.
He's looked at the hose. He's seen the leak.
Or maybe a gasket or something.
Remember, all he has to do is tighten the hose connected to the faucet.
I'm gonna try to fix it up for you, but
okay.
This in general, for a nice kitchen, you just don't buy faucets like that. Quality-wise, it's pretty poor.
So, is he saying it's fixable? Or is the better solution a new, fancier tap?
Okay.
That's the way our expert sees it.
He's trying to upsell her on a faucet.
And she doesn't need.
No.
Can I show you the other thing I've got going on here?
What will he tell us about the toilet?
What do you see?
I see all kinds of little things.
He says nothing about the chain being too tight.
I'll make some adjustments and you should be fine.
Okay.
He says it needs a small part, and there's something else.
That toilet,
It's a bad toilet?
it should be changed.
There's nothing wrong with that toilet.
Is he just trying to drum up extra business? Rainier says we shouldn't wait to find out.
I would get ready to stop him. He's about to start taking this thing apart.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm certain. Better stop him.
Hi.
Hey, what's the diagnosis?
One sec.
Just as I arrive, he figures out the simple fix.
Oh, just tightened it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this part.
Then he heads to the toilet to replace the part we don't need. So now I stop him.
Before you do that, there's something you should know. My name's Tom Harrington. I work for a show called Marketplace, and we're doing a story on services. And this toilet's perfectly fine. The only problem with the toilet is the chain. Well, we're just trying to figure.
No, let's forget it.
Is there a reason you can't just tell us why you're replacing something that doesn't need to be replaced?
Well, that part is really, look how dirty it is.
But if it's dirty, it doesn't matter as long as it works, right? Like that. All I know is that the chain here on the flusher, if you just adjust that, the water would stop running, and that would be the problem, right? The solution was pretty simple.
You changed the part that's leaking, right?
It wasn't leaking.
But it's already been changed and it works. Now we know the part's just $10. We just want to make sure Robert made an honest mistake when he missed the chain.
I don't
Can you
understand.
take the camera off?
Well, we just want you to. Hey, no, just relax. We're just trying to figure. You were for Roto-Rooter, and we just want to figure out why the company.
Clearly, Robert is not happy with our test.
Yep.
But we're still wondering why he suggested we buy a new tap.
You left a very strong impression at the beginning that you wanted us to get a new one.
Okay. You know what?
No, seriously.
I'm going to pay you, and then we're done.
You can just call it a day.
Okay?
Robert says he gave us the kind of service any good plumber would provide. As we close the door on the plumbers, we're now testing Dishwasher Repairmen.
The bottom of my dishwasher is full of water and it won't drain.
There's nowhere for the water to go.
Gross.
But we know why the dishwasher isn't working.
Steve Brandon. Hey, Steve, Tom Harrington from Marketplace. Let's see what we can do.
It's because of this guy. He's going to set up our test. But first, he gives it a clean bill of health.
In your view, this machine is in perfect working order?
I haven't been able to find the slightest thing wrong with it.
Steve Brannon's been fixing appliances for more than 30 years.
Sounds like a perfectly, good, well-operating machine to me.
We asked Steve to create a common problem any dishwasher repairman worth his soap can easily fix.
Something very simple. We're going to plug up that drain.
All Steve does is clog the hose with bits of paper napkin.
Just plugging it up like that, pushing it in.
It can happen with food or other material.
So he should be able to reach in with a screwdriver basically and clear it?
Basically clear it with a screwdriver. And there you go, and it's clear. Anyone coming into checking it should have that problem fixed in 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Question is, will the repairman drain Jennifer's dishwasher or her wallet? Here's our first call.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. So come on in.
Dishwasher,
Dishwasher. Yeah, it's not draining.
Daniel's from Toronto Appliance Service and seems to have an instinct for what's wrong.
Okay, everything's stuck.
After just 2 minutes,
Is the green stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That's your problem.
What is it?
I don't know, I'm gonna see.
He's found the blood. She knows it's there.
he's done in minutes, just as our expert Steve predicted. Same story with our next repairman.
Hi, how you doing? Good, thanks. Is it Bob?
Bobby. Bobby and his partner are from Neighborhood Appliance Service.
It's not draining, is it?
It's not draining, yeah.
Faster than the rinse cycle, problem solved.
There's our blockage.
So what was the problem?
It seems like some stuff.
You too, bye.
Well, that's 2 for 2. So far, these dishwasher repairmen are clean as a whistle.
Check, 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 check.
Okay.
I got her, yeah?
Yes.
I got you.
While they can drain the water,
How are you?
can they hold their water?
It's a dishwasher right there.
And what did you say is happening?
There's water in the bottom.
It doesn't rain. Does it leak or anything?
No?
Leave it to me.
Okay, thank you very much. You're the expert, I'll let you. Yeah, just let me know if you need me, I'll be in the next room.
Jerry of Express Appliance Service looks like another winner.
And here we go, right to the drain house.
He appears to be pulling it out. Okay.
As Steve predicted, the repair takes only a couple of minutes.
Well, that was fast. Now the question is, will he try to do something else?
Yep.
He does have something else to do. Clamping the hose, then hitting the drain button. In more ways than one.
He's looking off to the other room for some reason.
He's also taken a cup. He just peed in the cup.
Then he empties the cup in the sink, rinses it, and puts it back.
Ay vey.
That's the cup I used to put my tea bag in the dishwasher. I just...
Okay. Honestly, truth or dare, ever done that?
No. Not even in my own house, Tom.
Little did we know, we needed to tell him where to find the bathroom.
Nice cleaning up. Glad to see that. Just make sure we watch everything on that counter.
And if you think that's the last thing we'll have to clean up, think again. Coming up.
Always gonna take a leak.
And things get soggy in the kitchen.
What a mess.
I would stop him now.
We're testing Dishwasher Repairmen.
The bottom of my dishwasher is full of water and it won't drain.
Plugging it up like that.
That's because we stuffed the drain hose with a paper napkin.
Let's go.
Will our next repairman, Mahesh, figure it out?
There's a screw pulling up. It's going kind of slow.
Let's hope he doesn't work as slowly as he drives.
Yep, this is him.
Okay, good. Thanks. Okay, Jen, this is our guy.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Come on in. If you don't mind, I'm gonna let you just have a look at it.
Okay.
Remember, this is supposed to be a quick fix.
We've seen it before. It takes 2 seconds to take that connector off, put it into a bucket, and see if it's draining. But he hasn't done that.
He hasn't unclogged the drain. Instead, he keeps putting more water in the machine, and that's causing another problem.
There you go.
Why is there so much water on the floor there?
Well, because he's overfilled the dishwasher. It was full to begin with.
It takes him 20 minutes, but he does finally unclog the drain. But there's still water on the floor, and Steve says we should be worried.
You might worry a bit more about liability. If this guy ruins your kitchen floor, is he going to pony up the dough? Is he going to have insurance?
Right.
I would stop him. I would stop him now. To me, this is incompetence.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm with a show called Marketplace from CBC, and we're just doing a story on repair people and how good they are and what kind of service you get.
Mahesh is the first repairman to create a water problem. We want to know why. He claims plugged drains are rare with this type of dishwasher, so he was investigating other possible causes.
First time when I came, first I put across to a drain cycle, of course, to see whether it is draining.
Right.
Then I open and then the water was there still, right? And I panicked, I right away opened the door and you feel watching on my...
So did you make a mistake or no?
Our expert thinks he did make a simple fix complicated, but Mahesh says he was worried there might still be a leak somewhere else. That's why he says he didn't just unplug the drain, take our money, and run.
I could have made the easy $100 by just removing it and unplug it. And that's it. I didn't have to open all these things. Now
Let's finish up, and Jennifer will pay you.
On his way out, Mahesh tells us he's just got into business for himself, and we find out he doesn't have insurance. So remember, the next time the appliance repairman knocks, make sure you're covered. Back inside, the dishwasher is purring like a kitten. But now, our housewife is desperate to fix a new problem.
The garage door won't close.
The remote control is on the fritz. But you've probably guessed by now, there's nothing really wrong with the garage door. Tom Adams has been working in the garage door business for more than a decade.
Hey, you must be Tom.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Let's play some games in this garage.
Sure, okay.
We ask him to install a brand new system so we know it's working perfectly.
There we go. Done.
To test garage door repairman, Tom makes 2 little tweaks so the remote control won't work. First, he pushes this button which locks the system.
The remote controls, when they operate, the door won't move. So it's like there's no way you can misunderstand it. This is the problem.
The flashing light tells you it's locked. Simply pressing and holding the button reactivates it.
And the problem's gone.
Next, the sensors at the bottom of the door.
We're going to misalign the beam. That's the normal condition. The green light's on permanent, and we're just going to misalign it so it flickers.
That flickering light means there's a problem with those sensors.
And there you go. You press the buttons, you press the remote control, the garage door won't close.
All the repairman has to do is line them up properly.
The first thing you would do would be to realign the green sensor. It should be a very simple fix.
We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Let's go.
Tom says a good repairman should spot these troubles and fix them in minutes.
I think our guy is here.
We can see it.
There we go.
Hi,
Hi, Jennifer.
Jason,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Jason has his own company, JP Overhead Doors.
Appreciate that. So, you know, that's not working. The keypad is not
Can
working.
he get a handle on what's wrong with our remote?
I just can't get it to come down.
Okay, I already see it.
You already see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right away, he notices the lock button is engaged.
Yeah, that's flashing?
Yeah.
Okay, someone's engaged this.
Oh.
So if you hold this for 3 seconds,
Yeah.
but now you have
Next
4
step,
lights.
the sensors.
You see how that's flickering?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be solid.
He discovers they're off kilter.
This guy's great.
We figured out the problem fairly easy.
Faster than you can say, open sesame, Jason has the garage door in working order.
Oh, jeez.
And James from Double Star Garage Doors figures it out too.
It's a simple problem?
Yes.
Is easy to fix?
Yeah.
Easy to fix. Okay.
Is this too easy?
And there's nothing wrong with this system.
When we come back,
You don't answer your question.
and later,
Always got to take a leak.
not everyone passes the garage test.
You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do what?
We're testing garage door repairmen. Will we have to pay for unnecessary repairs?
The garage door won't close.
That's because our expert, Tom Adams, misaligned these sensors.
Press the buttons, you press the remote control, the garage door won't close.
All the repairman has to do is align them. So far, 2 repairmen have figured it out.
We figured out the problem fairly easy.
Easy to fix?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Neither charged more than $100. Shining stars, but might this be too good to be true? Here comes Mark.
Alicia, what are you seeing?
There's a pickup truck that's just parking right outside.
We see him.
Okay.
He's with Doormaster, a national chain. He works out of the North York franchise.
So what's going on?
So here's the remote.
When you press it, it goes and then traverses. Click, 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 click.
Well, nothing really happened. You press it. Yeah.
Click, 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 click.
After a quick inspection, he says he knows what the problem is.
When you start getting click clicks and it's not doing what you want it to do, it's an electrical issue. It's a circuit board issue.
What? A circuit board? That's the computer that runs the system, and it's expensive.
Any power surges or power outages will damage the circuit board, okay? You should have a surge protector put on.
A power surge can fry a circuit board, but it's pretty rare, and we know that's not our problem. Remember, the flashing light tells you the sensor is offline. Is he missing it or ignoring it? Watch what happens when Jennifer leaves.
What's he doing in the garage now? This will be good. He's looking at the sensors.
He appears to look right at them. Remember, all he has to do is a realignment. No parts needed. But when Jennifer comes back, he shows her the circuit board.
So this is what needs to be replaced.
Exactly.
No, we don't need a new circuit board. It's brand new. Replacing it's going to cost $200.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Now watch this. Before he replaces our brand new circuit board with his own, he goes right to the sensors.
See, now he's fixing the sensor.
The real cause of our problem.
Okay, he knew right away what it was. That was the problem. He's checking the other sensor. Now wait for it. Wait for it.
Whatever's going on, he's installed a new circuit board. We want ours back. I'm garage bound.
My name is Tom Harrington.
Yeah.
And I work for a show called Marketplace at CBC.
Yeah.
So we're doing a story on service and garage door services. There's nothing wrong with the circuit board. That's a brand new unit we installed yesterday.
Okay.
So there was really no need to do it.
Okay, well that's normally what I go by process of elimination. Like I just explained to you, if it's making certain noises or doing certain things, then you replace whatever needs to be done.
We point out these simple solutions Mark seems to forget or deliberately ignore.
But he denies the sensor light was flashing.
That light was flashing when you got here.
The light was solid.
No,
It's doing what it was doing now.
We know the light was flashing when Mark got here. Maybe he didn't see it.
And when Jennifer left the garage, you went back there and did something.
Okay, I'm making sure everything was all aligned. That's what you do when you put in a circuit board.
It didn't look like that to us.
Okay, so ultimately, I will take the circuit board out.
Okay.
It doesn't bother to me, and I'll put the other one back in.
Thank you. Great.
Okay?
Yep.
But Mark doesn't take out the circuit board he put in.
I'm gonna leave it in there because I don't want to deal with any of this or the cameras. And
He says he's doing his job and not trying to sell us needless parts.
I might have been mistaken and I replaced the circuit board before checking everything properly.
Right.
Okay, that I do agree with.
You explained it that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it looked to us like there was something else going on. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
no, I understand where it's
Okay.
coming from, but when you put on a circuit board, you make sure everything's all aligned, and so, you know, there's nothing I can say, but I fixed what I thought needed to be fixed. Okay, that's all.
We catch our breath after Mark's visit and reinstall our original circuit board. But for the first time, there's this feeling our garage door might be an opening to real trouble.
I think this is our guy. He's pulling into the driveway right now.
Okay. Here we go.
Up next, there's Rem from ProMaster.
Hi, how are you? Okay, the remote's not working. Yeah, and the keypad's not working. I just can't get it to come down.
It looks as if he's going to figure this out.
You see how it's flickering? It's supposed to be always solid.
It's supposed to be always solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But guess what he says the cause of the problem is?
Your circuit board probably it gets surged or something.
Here we go.
Another circuit board?
Probably the surge hit it or something. So that's why this is not working properly.
He said a surge thing again.
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird. It seems Rem is following the same script we just heard from Mark.
My advice to you here, last advice,
Yeah.
is either to put surge protector if you want.
And the cost to fix our problem is in the hundreds.
This is an instant replay of the other fellow we dealt with.
And are you confident that's what the problem is?
Yes.
It couldn't be anything else?
I do this for the last 7 years every day.
You've been doing this for the last 7 years for every day?
Yeah, every day.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right back.
Makes you wonder how many unnecessary circuit boards he might have sold over that time.
Okay, I gotta go.
Is this a scam, an upsell, or is he just missing something? Whatever's going on, time to pay Rem a visit.
There's something you need to know about what we're doing here. This is not a typical garage door fix. My name is Tom Harrington. I'm a reporter with Marketplace, and we're doing a story on garage door services. And there's nothing wrong with this system. And why would you make a diagnosis that I need a new circuit board?
You're not allowed to videotape me.
I want to get your explanation about why you did that. We don't need any of that in here at all, Rob. We really don't.
Well, I don't need to give you explanation.
Why not?
I don't need to give you explanation. That's my opinion as an expert. It's up to you guys.
Well, we don't need one. It's brand new. It's literally.
When I get to there, if I diagnose it and see that the circuit board.
How did you diagnose? But how did you diagnose? You didn't even look at it.
When I get there, if I diagnose it and see the circuit board is good, then I'll tell you the circuit board is good.
So is there any reason why you didn't
I
do
don't want
it?
to answer your question.
We contacted those last two companies after we'd seen many complaints online about the work they do. But after setting up the service calls, we find out something else. Our expert, Tom Adams, has been openly critical of both companies. So, what will happen when the next repairman knocks?
What are you seeing right now?
My pickup truck is approaching the house. This is our guy.
Okay.
He's approaching the door, Tom.
Hi, Adam. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and have a look.
Okay.
Adam is from Access Garage Doors. Will he spot the obvious sign, the flashing light on the sensor? Almost immediately, he seems to look right down at it.
Here's the remote.
Yeah, the remote.
It's just not working.
Doesn't he see the flashing light?
Okay.
Is he seeing something else? Something he's not telling Jennifer? We're not sure. And then, just like the last two repairmen, Adam says the problem is, wait for it.
It seems like the circuit board problem.
You think it's a circuit board problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go again.
Okay.
Sometimes how they go bad, lightning. Usually lightning or a power surge.
Power surge or lightning? Oh,
Surge
how
of
about
lightning.
that?
Get ready for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be in the house. Maybe just
No problem.
give me a knock.
Yeah.
As soon as she leaves,
He's taking the circuit board off. There's no reason to do this. He hasn't diagnosed the problem at all.
or has he? Before he tackles the circuit board, Adam goes to the sensors.
Look what he's doing. Look.
Shh. Hey, wait.
He's adjusting the sensors now. And the other one. Okay. At this point, you should be plugging the thing back in and going, hey, look, it works.
Like Tom says, adjust the sensors, fix the problem. But wait till you see the next piece of equipment he deals with.
Oh, he's going to take a leak.
When we come back.
Oh my God.
That's right, there's a leak in the garage. What's up with our garage door? Nothing really. We've just rigged it so it's not working properly. Trying to find out if the repairman we call will be honest, competent, or neither.
Do you have a card, Adam?
Adam is from a company called Access Garage Doors. To fix our door, all he has to do is line up these sensors. No parts required. Instead, he says we need an expensive new circuit board. But first, he's got another important task.
He's taking a leak.
Oh my God.
He did.
Adam's doing his business in a bucket on the floor.
I don't know what to say about this at all. Oh my God.
Just don't shake his hand when he leaves.
Adam gets back to other urgent matters, like replacing the circuit board we don't need.
So this is taken care of?
Once more into the breach.
Time for a chat with Adam about his work, starting with why he's replaced a working circuit board.
My name is Tom Harrington. I'm with Marketplace at CBC, and we're looking at garage door installers.
Right.
You didn't have to do that.
Didn't have to do what?
You replaced that circuit board. The circuit board in there was brand new. You didn't have to replace it.
I just checked it before when I first came here. I checked it.
It was brand new.
It wasn't brand new.
It sure was.
Adam insists he did everything by the book.
This is what I diagnosed. My experience, I diagnosed it, I checked it, remote not working, the lights are on, problem with the circuit board. I put a new...
Adam says the light on the sensor was not flashing. We know it was flashing. Remember, that's the obvious sign of the problem.
It was flashing when you came in.
It was on.
I can't, well, I'm not going to argue. Well, I don't want to say you're lying to me, but that's sort of how it feels. It was flashing when you came in. It was. Like.
Before he takes off, we tell him to put back our circuit board. He does, and tries to prove he's right. Our circuit board is shot.
This is the one that works, right?
It was working an hour ago. Yeah.
It wasn't working.
Well, there's something fishy about that, Adam.
There's something extremely fishy about it.
He leaves, but tells us he's left our board in the unit.
That was very strange.
Now you really need a repairman.
You need a repairman. He did something to this board.
Our repairman takes a look, and you won't believe this.
Tom, I hate to tell you this, but this is not the circuit board that I installed in this operator.
What? Unbelievable. Oh, man.
Naturally, we'd like our circuit board back, so we get the company on the phone.
He took our new one with him. Can you make sure we get that back, please?
Come by with a circuit board and we'll have that open over.
No need. We let our expert handle that. A few days later, Adam returns our circuit board.
And this one's ours.
Who knew a run-of-the-mill garage door repair could turn into such an ordeal? But remember, this is a snapshot in one city. We're not saying all repairmen or their companies are bad. Keep this in mind, though. When the repairman knocks, be ready for anything, good or bad. Oh, and tell them where the bathroom is.
Next week on Marketplace.
I was just in shock.
I'm frustrated and I'm ticked off.
The tricky world of travel health insurance.
Did you ever think for a second that your dad wouldn't be covered through his insurance?
No.
On Hidden Camera, travel agents give dangerous advice.
As long as you have no complications with that, then they'll cover you.
Well, that's just simply wrong.
Imagine paying for a product that could cost your life savings.
$346,000? We're in financial ruin. This cries out for some accountability.
Join Erica Johnson and me every Friday night at 8:30 in Newfoundland on Marketplace.